Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Water Street Corridor here in Erie County between Lawrence Park and Wesleyville. Thank you for coming out, and we're very thankful that it is such a gorgeous day here in Erie to welcome so many great folks out here. My name is Marcus Jacobs, and I am the Borough Manager of the wonderful Borough of Wesleyville, right down the road here. And I'm pleased to be able to introduce a slate of amazing speakers today. And we are all out here today because very exciting steps have been taken, moved forward along the Water Street Corridor here, namely a PennDOT Multimodal Award for the reconstruction of the Bell Street Bridge. As you can see behind me here, this historic, dilapidated structure, a little bit over 100 years old. As well as a $100,000 CDBG grant that came through the Erie MPO, that was through the Erie County Planning Department, for a walkway along the east side of the road from Dollar Tree up to this point. So those two projects are a really huge milestone and anchor of the Phase 1 project along the Water Street Corridor here. And what's great about those two projects is, as a standalone project, the bridge and the CDBG grant for the walkway, it immediately reestablishes that connection between the two communities, and this is really a vital transportation connection, recreation connection along 4 Mile Creek here, and just huge for both Lawrence Park and Wesleyville. So we really appreciate everybody for their help in that. And now, as mentioned, this is an anchor of a larger project. We want to connect Route 20 to Route 5 and kind of create a functional linear park. Think a frontier park of East County. That's what we were really envisioning it as. So through this process, there have been a lot of phenomenal stakeholders that we've gotten a chance to work with. And just to name a few here, first and foremost, the governor's office, the regional director, Mike Ferrito, has been very interested in this project from the very beginning, and he has really helped to connect us with the resources we need. He is a proud Iroquois graduate, and he knows the importance of this project to the community and to our students. Also, shout out to the class of 2026. They are graduating, I believe, tonight. So Iroquois class of 2026, congratulations. Next up, we have PennDOT, a tremendous help and partner through this whole process. When there was a need that was identified and we expressed to PennDOT the need, they stepped up, they did a feasibility study, and then they kind of helped hold our hands a little bit through the application. These applications can be very stressful and tough, so help us connect us to the resources we need, and then up to the highest levels at the district office as well as at the state. So Secretary Mike Carroll, thank you very much. Thank you to Brian McNulty, the district executive, our Representative Troy Seifert, Emily Aloise, Jill Henry helped to put this event together, this press conference, so we really appreciate it. And those are really just to name a few. There's so many PennDOT people that we've worked with through this process. We want to give a special thank you. Yes, please. We want to give a special thank you to State Representatives Pat Harkins and Bob Mursky. They're both phenomenal advocates for this project and their district and our communities in general. State Senator Laughlin, an honorable mention, as well as Erie County Executive Vogel. Thank you very much. She is here today, and she will be speaking. The Erie County Planning Department has been a phenomenal partner through this whole process, and they, along with PennDOT, were helping get this grant in. They really made sure that we got that grant in, so thank you to them. Yes, the Planning Department. Our DCED representatives, Mary Amon, as well as Joy Franzoli, the planning person there at the state. She was at the county, so she's very aware of this project at a county level, and now she's at a state level, and she's definitely connecting us with the resources there. So thank you to our DCED folks. Erie County Councilman Jim Wirtz is here today, so thank you to him for showing up for the district as well, and he's very excited about this project. And Jim Winarski is our representative on County Council, so he's aware of this project and excited about it. To the Wesleyville elected officials and the staff, thank you very much to them. We got a lot of people in the office helping me out, and I have great elected officials who are very excited about this type of stuff. So thank you to Wesleyville. The Lawrence Park Township elected officials and staff have been phenomenal through this whole process as well. So thank you to them. The Iroquois School District is a very important component to this. We're really doing this not just for students, but students are a big piece of it, making sure that the students between these two communities are connected. And the school district is very, very excited about this project, and we appreciate their support. And we do have Mr. Thad Urban here today, so thank you very much. And then to the local organizations such as the Historical Society, and to the municipal engineers and solicitors who've contributed to this so far, the professional services, please give a warm thank you to them as well. And then anytime we do anything like this, we need our first responders. So to the fire departments and the police department who helped to shut down the road, thank you to them, and to our two police chiefs back there. And then, lastly here, but certainly not least, and to an entity that really has quite a connection to this corridor right there and to this bridge actually being the original builders of it when it was still GE. We welcome those from Wabtec who are here today expressing their support for this project. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to working with you. So thank you. So as you can see, that was a long list of thank yous, and that's because a project like this and such an important corridor like this, nothing is going to be one person, one entity. It's going to be really coming together, showing the importance of a project like this for the entire community. So once again, I do want to say once again, just stress how much PennDOT has been helpful here, and I am very proud to welcome, and please help me welcome, Secretary Mike Carroll. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get in the habit of taking this stuff. Sorry.
So Marcus certainly has a career in public speaking. That was an exceptional presentation, Marcus. Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to be here today in Lawrence Park and in Wesleyville. I'm Mike Carroll, the PennDOT Secretary, and as Marcus said, it's just a celebratory day as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. I have a saying that I use when I go to events across the state, that it's every county, every community, every time. And that's PennDOT's motto when it comes to how I serve. And today, it's Wesleyville and Lawrence Park in Erie County, and it's today. And it's a celebratory day. For PennDOT, we have large projects and small projects. You do not have to go far to find the Bayfront Parkway, as you all are aware, and that counts as a large project for PennDOT, or an I-79 rebuild. But when it comes to projects, we have small ones too. And here we have a very ordinary pedestrian bridge that served this community for 100 years. Not fancy, not a fancy bridge over the Ohio River, but it's really important for these two communities and the people that live here and go to school here. And so I am proud to have had the opportunity to meet local officials from Wesleyville when they attended their borough convention, and two council members at least in particular, and Marcus as well, advocating on behalf of this community for this project. And same applies for Lawrence Park and their activity with PSATs. I'm a frequent attendee for many, many years at the PSATs convention, also at the Hershey Lodge. And the advocacy that was on display by the local officials in both communities resulted in my paying extra special attention to this project. And of course, I served for 16 years in the House of Representatives, representing communities in the northeastern part of the state, but had the honor to serve with Pat Harkins. In fact, Pat and I came in together in 2007, and then sometime after that, Bob Murski joined the House, and I had a chance to serve with both of them. And of course, Katie is here from Senator Laughlin's office, and I've worked with the senator as well in his work, advocacy and work for this community. It is just a pleasure for PennDOT to be able to fund projects like this. It's a sort of an expensive word. It's a multimodal grant that PennDOT has provided here, rounded at about $1.1 million, that will constitute the replacement of this bridge. And I'm proud that PennDOT, at my discretion, waived the match that is usually required for these two communities. Marcus is especially happy about that. And that really relieves pressure on the two communities to come up with normally is a 30% match for a grant like this. So it's easy to do the math on 30% of $1 million. That's real savings measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars for these two communities. Those dollars can be kept in Lawrence Park and in Wesleyville. And at the end of the day, $1.1 million of PennDOT money will be used to reconstruct this bridge, and separate from what Marcus is doing with the CBDG grant opportunities. So I will brag about Brian McNulty, as Marcus already did, and the PennDOT 1 team. They're great. Mike, thank you, Michael. I agree. Mike from the governor's staff, who I know is a resident of Wesleyville, and his really wonderful advocacy for this community. It is not lost on me, and it is plainly obvious that Erie is pretty far away from Harrisburg and the state capital. But I can tell you that your voices are heard there, and they're amplified by Mike and his role with the governor and your House and Senate members. And for me, thank you, I agree. And so today, PennDOT delivers for Wesleyville and Lawrence Park and for Erie County. And I know that the Erie County team, the governance team at Erie County, is equally important to all of you and to me, as is the school district. I'm thrilled that the assistant superintendent is here today. Everything that we do, in so many ways, we have shared constituents. The school district's constituents are my constituents, as are the residents of Wesleyville and Lawrence Park, as are Erie County. So we have shared constituents across the ranges of government here. But what we have today is government coming to deliver for the people of this region. I'm proud to be the bearer of this good news, and it's been a pleasure getting to see exactly what's going to happen here. And I have every confidence that the new bridge will serve Wesleyville and Lawrence Park for many, many years to come. So Marcus, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you all for the wonderful weather you delivered this Friday in June. Marcus.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you once again to Secretary Mike Carroll. Thank you. Next up here, we have the Lawrence Park's state representative from the 1st District. He has done a phenomenal job representing Lawrence Park, and he is very excited about this project. So please welcome Pat Harkins, the state representative. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see such a great turnout. What a great day this is for the residents of Lawrence Park and Wesleyville. It was almost 2 years ago on a cold, snowy January day that the Erie County COG, headed up by Jessica Horan-Kunzel, met at the library building. I was late arriving that day due to the amount of snow that we were getting. Mike Frito will attest to that. When I arrived, the discussion was on match money for projects in Erie County, and specifically how Lawrence Park and Wesleyville desperately needed this footbridge replaced, but there was no way either of the communities could afford the study, let alone the match money. I remember speaking in Harrisburg with a friend about certain programs in place. Without saying anything, I texted Mike Carroll and quickly described to Mike what we were facing and asked him if we got creative, could we find something to make this project happen? Within 10 minutes, Secretary Carroll texted me back and said, "Don't make any promises on anything, but I think we can make something work." You remember that, Mike? Mike and I came into the legislature 20 years ago. Many days I wish he was still there with me, because he was always a great person and a logical and sensible thinker. I will be forever grateful and thankful to Mike for all his support and efforts to get this to the point that we're at currently. As an aside, just to show you what kind of person Mike is, remember the Thanksgiving storm 2 years ago? Who remembers that? Mike Carroll didn't stay in Harrisburg while that was going on. He was up here in the thick of things, out with some snowplow drivers, and I know this because I was hindering him and bothering him, texting him, and telling him some of the areas that desperately needed attention in my district and along I-90. To my colleague, Bob Mirsky, who has worked on this with me from the start, anything that might have been forgotten, Bob was always there to make sure that we had Paul Johnson involved, so that the things that we had planned and set up for many years to come, including infrastructure needs for water, sewer, electrical, and gas lines. With that said, I'm truly grateful to everyone who has a hand in this project so far, from Ed D'Amico with National Fuel Gas. Ed just recently retired, but he was a Lawrence Park kid. He would call me at all hours of the day and night and tell me that people were calling him from Lawrence Park, his old neighbors and friends, asking when he was going to take this bridge out from National Fuel and have it redone at their cost. I tried to explain to some of those well-intentioned neighbors it doesn't work that way, but I got an education in 20 years of being in the legislature on how this has evolved. Since I came into office, it has been from Marion, Mike's grandmother. Evidently in the day, GE would lift this thing out, sandblast it, and put it back in. Over time, EPA and DEP and everybody else decided that that wasn't a good idea with the fish and the water and everything else. So we're just very, very fortunate and very glad. This has been a long time coming. I've always prided myself in being a bridge builder, and now with this, it quite literally is showing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again to State Representative Pat Harkins. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Wesleyville's state representative, who has done a phenomenal job representing the borough in a number of projects and really helping to connect us with many, many resources, whether it's our parks, our borough building, transportation projects, and then one like this here today. And actually, his office is right down the road, so you maybe catch him, when this is reconstructed, you'll see him strolling through here. So please welcome Mr. Bob Mursky. Bob Mursky. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank everyone for being here today. This is a momentous day, years in the making, literally years in the making, and I can't thank enough Secretary Carroll for being here today and the work that PennDOT has done, Brian McNulty. And when you look at that local match, and you have two communities, Lawrence Park and Wesleyville, that in many ways share the same landlocked tax structure as the city of Erie. You can't grow your way into more revenue with property taxes when you have a landlocked base like this. The Department of Transportation and Secretary Carroll providing the waiver for the local match was critical in getting this across the finish line. And so thank you, Secretary Carroll, and thank you to the officials from PennDOT for that. And I want everyone here to understand the cost savings on that, $300,000 for the two communities. That's real tax revenue that gets to stay in the communities now and put to use with police and roads and public works. And so that's real dollars being spent. This here is very special to me. My dad played flag football at Napier Park when I was a little kid, so we were down here every weekend for flag football. And I played in this creek. I fell in this creek many times. And I think one of the neat things about this project, connecting the two communities again, is not only literal, but it's also symbolic. When we look at the Iroquois School District and the kids from this community, and Mike Ferrito is one of those kids, played football, swam, I believe, for Iroquois High School. These two communities, the kids are connected, and this is going to be a physical manifestation of the connection of these two communities and people working together. So with that, I want to thank everyone. And the other thing, and I'll end with this, when you actually take a walk down here, as Rep. Harkins and I did it in the cold, this creek is beautiful. And I would say it's underutilized by the communities. And by building this walkway and connecting this bridge, it's going to make this waterway more accessible to people, more enjoyable for both communities. And I think that's really, in addition to the accessibility, it's going to be a quality of life issue moving forward for both communities. So on behalf of the work that we've done in the legislature, and Representative Harkins deserves a lot of credit for this. His relationships with Secretary Carroll and with PennDOT for all of his years of service really pushed us across the finish line. So Pat, let's give Pat a round of applause for that. Thank you, Representative Harkins. And with that, I want to thank all of you for being here. The best is yet to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you to Mr. Bob Mursky, our state representative. Thank you. Next up, we have a lot of excitement from the county, and the county has been involved in this from the very beginning, and certainly the planning department staff. We've worked with a number of them on this project and projects similar to this. So thank you to the Erie County Planning Department, and I'm very pleased and hope give me a warm welcome to the Erie County Executive, Christina Vogel. Please come up and share a couple words. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm going to actually leave off exactly where Bob was going, which is with the connection. This is a fantastic day for the residents of Lawrence Park and Wesleyville. For nearly a century, the Bell Street Bridge served as a vital link across 4 Mile Creek. Generations of residents have used this bridge to get to work, attend school, visit family and friends, and access the businesses and services that make these communities so special. When the bridge was forced to close due to age and deterioration, that connection was lost. Residents felt the weight of the loss of this bridge immediately. Families had to make longer, more dangerous walks along Water Street to schools. Public transit users faced additional barriers, and the two communities that had always been connected found themselves separated by a creek that this bridge once effortlessly crossed. Today, we celebrate the start of that reconnection. This project represents what can happen when local governments, state partners, and community advocates can accomplish when they work together toward a common goal. Through strong collaboration and persistence, especially for Marcus and Pat, more than $1.1 million in funding has been secured to bring this project to life. As county executive, I firmly believe that collaboration is how we move real projects forward, and I'm especially grateful for the collaboration we've seen built here today with our state and local officials who kept the needs of real residents at the center of every conversation. I want to take a moment to recognize the partnership between Erie County, Lawrence Park Township, Wesleyville Borough, the MPO, PennDOT, Planning Department at the county that made this possible. I want to thank our municipal leaders, elected officials, PennDOT folks, community partners, and residents who never stopped advocating for this project. A community identified a need, partners came together, and we are delivering something that will serve Lawrence Park and Wesleyville residents for generations. This bridge is phase 1, and I'm excited to see the full vision for the Water Street corridor that includes a continuous pedestrian and bicycle pathway connecting Buffalo Road all the way to Napier Park and East Lake Road, including a second bridge across 4 Mile Creek, right? Mm-hmm. I got that right?
Yeah.
Congratulations on today's accomplishment. Erie County stands ready to assist in any way we can as this project moves forward. I look forward to seeing this bridge once again serve as a symbol of connection, opportunity, and community. And I just want to say thank you again to our elected officials and to Secretary Carroll for making the trip up to Erie. I know it's a long drive, but we appreciate everything all of you have done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you once again to County Executive Christina Vogel. Thank you. Next up here, we have a very, very strong local advocate for this project, Wesleyville's own, very own Mayor E. Paul Johnson. Please come up and share a little bit about this project. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to be short because basically my speech was going to be thanking a lot of people, and I think everybody's been thanked pretty much throughout their speeches. But basically, with this being the 250th anniversary of our country, what a way for two communities, Lawrence Park and Wesleyville, to celebrate by having a 100-year-old milestone of the communities that has been shut down for over 5 years, receiving finances to reopen. The footbridge located here on Water Street has been used by many people over the years for travel back and forth to work, school, friends' houses, shopping centers, and many more events. It was used a lot when Lawrence Park and Wesleyville combined school back in the 60s and became Iroquois High School. Also part of this project is the walkway from Buffalo Road, Route 20, to the footbridge, which is going to improve the safety of the people walking along Water Street down to the footbridge. Like I say, this could not happen without a team effort, which you see here today. And I'd like to thank all the people, urban engineers, Andrew Holland. When we had that event at the high school, you explained everything that was going on. I'd like to thank you especially for a good presentation that you put on at the high school and explain to the individuals here around the community, and they had their chance to come and voice their opinion and give everything that they wanted to say about this. And I don't think we got one negative feedback from
Nope.
that event that you put on. And I'd like to thank you for the event that you put on that day. You did an excellent job. Also, we talked about Mike Ferrito a lot, but Mike, you came when we needed you the most. Appreciate it. You know, who else didn't know? Bob and Pat, thank you for all you did. I really appreciate everything you've done. And for Mike Carroll, for coming through when we needed you the most. I appreciate that. This guy here, Wesleyville, I would have had him 28 years ago when I started as mayor. I wouldn't have gray hair. I tell you that right now. He's been excellent for the last 3 years. We've got more done here in Wesleyville, and hopefully we can hang on to him for a lot longer. Appreciate it, Marcus.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. But like I say, thank you, Mike, for if it wasn't for you, this project could not have happened, and for Pat and Bob especially, and for this whole team effort that was put into this bridge. I can't wait to see what it looks like in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and thank you once again to our Mayor E. Paul Johnson. He's a very strong advocate, certainly. Next, I'd like to introduce my counterpart over in Lawrence Park. He cares very deeply about Lawrence Park. He cares very deeply about this project, and he and I work very well together. So I'm glad to have him. Let's welcome him up. Spencer Cadden. I don't know.
That's fine. I can introduce myself. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm Spencer Cadden. I'm the Lawrence Park Township Manager. And you know, we've heard a lot today. People have said a lot. I heard Representative Mirsky say the best is yet to come. I heard Executive Vogel affirm about a future vision of what this project might look like. I heard Mayor Johnson say that he can't wait to see a finished product. And today, you know, my role today is not to sort of talk about what has been, it's to talk about what could be. I grew up on Union Avenue in Wesleyville. I am a Wesleyville person. Until I got a little bit older, my parents decided to move down to Lawrence Park. So, you know, for me, this is part of my community, and it always has been. This bridge is integral to not just me, but everyone who grew up in these two places. There are countless examples, but for me, my relationship to this bridge started with the 4th of July. I grew up in Wesleyville. If I wanted to come down to the 4th of July and get my ears blown out by a fire truck, the only way I could do that was to come down here and park and cross this bridge and wait for my candy. You know, when we talk about it, it's not just a bridge, it's a community. It's the kind of community that shaped the daily life here for generations. And make no mistake, it is generations. The Historical Society who are here today would be happy to tell you that this bridge predates Lawrence Park itself. Yes, the Bell Street Bridge is the project that's immediately before us, but it is also part of something bigger. It's an anchor point in a broader vision for a community. A Water Street corridor that is safer, greener, more beautiful, more walkable, more connected, and more worthy of the history and the people who live here. Because one of the most important things any community can do is give kids a safe way to get to school, to parks, to friends, houses, to bus stops, and back home again. That shouldn't be a luxury. That should not depend on whether every family has a car. That should be basic community infrastructure. This project reconnects Wesleyville and Lawrence Park, but not just on a map. It reconnects us in the daily lives of the people that live here. It matters to the Iroquois kids walking to school. It matters to the parents pushing strollers through the dirt path. It matters to the kids trying to bike to the park. It matters to anyone who wants to move safely through their own community without being forced into a car for every trip. And that's why we should see this bridge as beginning of a larger corridor. A corridor that may truly connect Route 20 and Route 5 through real pedestrian infrastructure. A corridor that connects kids safely to school, families to parks, residents to transit, neighborhoods to businesses, Wesleyville to Lawrence Park. For Lawrence Park, that larger vision reaches toward 4 Mile Creek, down to Napier Park, to East Lake Road, the Lakeside Drive, the boat launch. But this is not just about that infrastructure. It really is about whether our small communities are willing to believe that our best days are not behind us, but ahead of us. Lawrence Park and Wesleyville were built by working people, by working families. They were built by people who walked these streets, worked shifts next door, raised children here, paid their mortgages here, volunteered here, coached here, and made their lives, and that history deserves to be remembered. No story is more central to our history than GE, now Wabtec. That history is not just old photographs, it's not something kept in an archive, it is alive in our families and our neighborhoods and the workers who have been here. It's in the people who drive past that plant and say, my dad worked there, or my grandpa worked there, or maybe you worked there. So when we talk about a beautified Water Street corridor, we're not talking about a decoration, we're talking about public memory, we're talking about public history. So I ask you all today to imagine a broader project, a Water Street corridor that celebrates Lawrence Park and Wesleyville's shared history through public art, historic signage, landscaping, safe walkways, pedestrian lighting, creek access, and places to pause, read, and remember, centered by this bridge. An open-air museum that maybe tells the story of GE, Wabtec, the workers, the families, and the communities that grew up around them. A corridor where the story of this place is visible and alive, where people can walk it, bike it, learn from it, use it, and take pride in it. This is all possible. It's the beginning of many possibilities, a green corridor, a recreational outlet, many of the things I've talked about today. But it's only possible if we show up. If the borough continues to show up, if the township shows up, if the county shows up, if the state shows up, the schools, nonprofits, businesses, small and large, show up. They are possible if we decide that small communities are still allowed to dream big. Today, PennDOT and Secretary Carroll have started that momentum, and we thank them deeply for it. They have helped move this from something people hoped for into something that will actually happen. So now the question in front of all of us is, how do we handle that momentum? Do we stop at a bridge, or do we build from here? Do we treat this project as the finish line, or do we treat it as a foundation? I believe we can truly connect these communities. I believe we can connect Lawrence Park and Wesleyville in a shared purpose, and I hope this bridge is the beginning. Let it be the start of a corridor that is safer, greener, more beautiful, and more alive. Let it be a statement that our children, our history, and our people matter. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. How do you follow that? You know, thank you very much to the Township Manager, Spencer Cadden. Again, he and I work so closely together, I forgot to introduce him correctly, you know? So just to close us out here, I'll tell you kind of what the next steps are for this project. Currently, we've been awarded it. We are working through, we got trains. There's a lot of excitement on this corridor, really. I'm hearing water in the background, we're hearing trains. This is an awesome corridor. But we're doing the final agreements type stuff, working between Lawrence Park and Wesleyville, getting all that figured out. We're going to be going through the consultant selection process, which means we're choosing the engineers. And then the engineers have their job to get it designed. And at this point, we're thinking we'll be able to have engineers selected probably towards the end of summer. They'll be working through the fall and the winter, and we would like to see a groundbreaking in 2027. So that's what we're really hoping for here. And then maybe, you know, I'd like to throw out maybe even finished in 27, but if not, it'll be early 2028, hopefully. So that's what the timeline looks from this point. And as Spencer had mentioned, this is a huge collaborative effort, and we want every entity, every person impacted, or every organization impacted to have their mark on it. You know, it's not just a bridge. There's going to be benches. There's going to be flower, gardens. There's going to be hopefully an open air museum here that really highlights the industrial might that we have right there. And then with the historical societies, the history. So there's so much, and every entity has a spot for them in this project. So we really encourage you to kind of step up, work with us, and make it happen. To everybody, I encourage you, once we're done here, to come take a look at the vision that we have here on these maps, as well as thank you to all the press who were able to make it out and spotlight this project. Any of the speakers are happy to talk with you one-on-one, so please come on up and we can do that. So once more, thank you all for coming out. Have a great rest of your Friday and a good weekend. Yeah.
Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. Professionally done.
Thank you. I tried. I stumbled a couple times.
Oh yeah, I'm fine now.